Hey everyone, it's Annie from Car Stereo Chick, and today in the shop we have a 2021 BMW X3 m40i, and I wanted to talk to you about K40 and Escort and the differences between the two. In this particular car, we have installed the Escort MAX Ci 360, and you know, there's a lot of debate on which system is better. I have clients ask me all the time, which one should I go with for my particular car? And I'll tell you the same thing I tell my clients. 9 out of 10 of my clients, they prefer the K40 system, simply because of price and less bells and whistles. Some people are just looking for a discrete radar and laser detector. They don't want to have to worry about, you know, connecting to their phone. They don't want all the bells and whistles that come with the Escort. But as far as what's going to be a better performing system, we do find that you get better range with Escort, and they have their Defender database as well as their Escort Live network, which connects all of the different Escort users on the market with your phone. So if there's a guy a mile ahead of you that picks up a threat on his radar detector and you're connected to that network, you get notification about that. So as far as what's going to be the best performing system, I do think Escort is going to be better performance, better range. But you know, you might pick up a threat that's a half a mile away from you on the next street over. K40 is going to be more direct. Basically, if your K40 goes off, it's a legitimate threat. You're going to hit the brake, slow down right away. And from an installer perspective, I will tell you that installers prefer K40 because it's a simpler installation. You can put it together a la carte. You could do a front and rear system or front only system. You could do 2 laser shifters. You could do 5 laser shifters. You can kind of play around with and, you know, customize it to what you need for your particular car and your particular driving habits. Whereas the Escort system, that's going to come with everything. So it's a front and rear radar and 4 laser jammers. And in this car, we did 2 lasers in front, 2 in the rear. Now, with again, talking about the differences between the two, with the K40, you know, besides mounting the sensors, there's just going to be 2 LED lights. So if the client is doing a front and rear system, they're going to have 2 of these little LEDs. They're going to get mounted in the instrument cluster, and then there's a wireless controller for the system that you can like clip to your, you know, head, your visor, like a garage door opener. It's nothing too fancy. Whereas with the Escort, you know, you have a little bit more parts that you have to install and account for where you're going to put them. One of them is the wired control pad, and then the other one is the display. And that can sometimes be a challenge in vehicles, you know, how to discreetly mount the display and the control pad. So whenever possible, we like to put the display in the mirror, and that's going to show you what we did in this car. There's a couple of vehicles on the market where we could do that in-house, like older Audis. You can actually just pop out the compass and temperature gauge and put the display right in place. But a lot of newer cars, that's not really an option. In fact, this vehicle, this mirror is $1,000 to replace it from BMW, and it's actually irreplaceable at the moment. There's none in the United States because of the chip shortage. You know, if we were to go ahead and attempt that and have an issue, it's not like I could go and get a new mirror. So we send ours out to a specialist in Texas. His company is Radar Mirror, and he does a great job, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. All right, so I'm going to start this up so you can check out how this display looks in the rearview mirror. And so this was basically, we take out the mirror, we send it out to Scott, Radar Mirror, and he has been doing this for years. I've been working with him for probably about the past 10 years, and he does a really clean job, and it makes the installation a lot more stealth. As far as the control pad in this particular vehicle, we mounted it just below the AC climate controls in this vehicle. So if the client's driving or they have a hand on their armrest over here, they can just quickly reach over and mute it or mark a location if they need to. And I'll show you where we actually put the sensors on the exterior. All right, so here is where the 2 laser shifters are in front, and these sensors, they really need to be mounted in a particular way. They have to be plumb, and they have to be, you know, mounted horizontal and level with each other for best performance. And I can take a snapshot out of the install guide to show you what I'm talking about, and I'll show you the ones in the rear. So now this client has their full 360 protection. Nitty-gritty details. This is all the stuff that I go over with clients when they're trying to figure out which product to actually go with for a radar detector in their vehicle. So K40, range is not their strength. Let's just get that straight out of the way. So if range is what you're after, then you definitely would want to go with the Escort. So then you might be thinking, well, why would I want to go with the K40? The main advantages of the K40 system is you can put it together a la carte. So if you want to do a front only radar, you could do a front only radar. If you want to do front and rear, you can do front and rear. And you can do up to 5 laser jammers, and you can configure that however you want. You can do 3 in front, 2 in the rear, 4 in front, none in the rear. You can really kind of play around with it and tailor it to your specific driving needs and your specific vehicle. And the real advantage is it's just a little bit more discreet of an installation, because you're just going to have those 2 little LED lights, or if you do a front only system, a single LED light and a wireless remote control about the size of a garage door opener, actually a bit smaller than that. And other than that, you really don't see anything inside the interior. It doesn't have a ton of bells and whistles, right? So you can mark known locations that are false alerts, so it does have GPS mark to mute. But the big advantage is it's just going to be a more discreet installation. It's not going to be going off on you all the time, but when it does go off, you know, it's a a focused threat that's close up, so you can have that reaction time. The Escort system, on the other hand, that's going to give you a complete system out of the box. So that's full protection. That's going to do a front and rear radar, the 2 lasers in front, the 2 in the rear. The other cool tech features that Escort has, besides their exceptional range, is going to be their Escort Live Network, which is going to work kind of like Waze, and the Defender database. So you have all those known locations. The disadvantage, I guess you could say, is going to be cost, right? It's going to be quite a bit more money. And the wired control pad, you've got to find a spot for on the interior, and the display. So from the installation perspective, it's a little bit less stealth, but it does give you those extra tech features that are quite desirable. Now, let's say you like the idea of the Escort system, but you don't like the crazy price tag that comes with it. There's kind of a compromise solution available. You could do the Redline 360C, which is their, portable radar detector, their dash mounted radar detector. You could do that with a nice clean blend mount installation, and you could add the shifters to that. You could get the 0.5 laser shifters, and you could basically have a front only system. Your portable detector is going to do the radar detection, laser detection, but in addition, those 2 front laser shifters are going to give you that shifting protection. So that's kind of a great way to get the tech and the range of the Escort system without the full Max Ci 360 price tag. And that's basically it. It really comes down to what your driving habits are, right? So if you're thinking of doing this a la carte, or you're thinking of doing a front only system, just think about where you're doing the majority of your driving. And if you're mostly highway, this is where you're worried about it, chances are you're gonna get hit in the front. If you're trying to figure out how many laser shifters to do, that's gonna really kind of come down to what's being used in your area. So if you're worried about Dragon Eye, that has a much narrower bandwidth. It's about 22-inch diameter compared to, a traditional laser gun. That's going to be like the size of a large trash can lid. Up in New England, we haven't really seen Dragon Eye be used yet. So around here, you could probably get away with 2 shifters. But if you want to have that protection against that technology, if you're driving down south where it is being used, then it makes sense to just do more laser shifters to have that protection. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that explanation makes it a little bit easier to figure out what's going to be the best solution for your particular vehicle, your preferences, your driving habits. If you're not really a tech savvy person and you just want something where when it goes off, you know to hit the brakes, probably going to be more the K40 system. There's less you have to worry about with that. It's kind of set it and forget it. But if you want to have the most notice possible and most information possible, then you're going to want to be more in the Escort radar detector category. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, please hit that like and subscribe button. I will be trying to do videos here once a week, so you'll subscribe and get that notification, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.